Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It's been an absolute age, but today we have finally found some free time to lower the 308 GTI. This is an absolute long time coming. I'll show you what we got for the springs and whatnot, and we'll go from there. But pretty much it's going to be one of them days. It's going to be a lot of work, as it is lowering a car. But suspension on these, the front struts are actually bolted onto the hub rather than like push fitted like in a Focus or stuff like that. Every other car I've had has always been the strut goes into the hub, whereas these bolt on. So fingers crossed the thing breaks, snaps or rounds off, but it should be a nice job to do. Shouldn't take us too long. It's a nice little cheap mod to hopefully get the 308 looking a tiny bit lower. We're not going to go absolutely slam to the floor. Remember, this is ideally a track car, something I want to make go fast around a track rather than just slow and low. I've done the low and slow thing with the Focus already. It was fun, but now I want to do a bit more practical and try and get some more speed out of this thing. So first step is lowering the 308 GTI. Let me show you what springs we've got, and then we'll crack on straight into getting to work. We've got a lot of stuff to do. Doo-doo, doo-doo. And here we go. So, doo-doo-doo. Oh, it's upside down, but IBAC Pro springs. So I think these lower, yeah, IBAC. I think these lower the car about 25 to 30 mil. So that is the plan with that. I think these are the rears with some nice little protectors on them. I think we'll tackle the fronts first because we've actually got to get quite a few things out. We're going to get the wiper blades off, the strut panel and all that to get to the top mounts. Once we've done that, jack the car up and get it off. I have got some spring compressors, which is just reminding me I need to go get them. So I'm going to go do that now and get started. So we've got the scuttle panel off. You can see now where the 3 bolts are for the top mount. So you got one there, one there, one there. These are all just pushed in and stuff, so that's fine. I've marked where the wipers are, so we know where to put them back. The same this side, 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3. You can even access the middle nut over there, which looks not that rusty, which is great. And there was 2 drain panels down here. Here's one of them. I'm just going to clean it, pretty much go in like that. Just make sure it's all clear, ready to go. I know that's quite a problem with Peugeots anyway. And then the wheels off. So as you can see, the hub actually bolts onto the strut. So we got this bolt here and this bolt here, and then these 2 nuts on the opposite side. So fingers crossed it's just a case of taking the drop link off. These brake lines, which should just, pretty sure just pop out. One. This is an ABS sensor. There you go, that just pops out. That's attached to the hub. So it should be a case of taking this off, which hopefully doesn't spin too much. And then it looks like we just drop the strut and replace the spring. These are quite beefy springs, to be honest. So yeah, should be fine. There's one. See down here now. 1 bolt, 2 bolts off. Let's try and get this off. And now we just need to take the top mount off. Right, here we go. Here we go. I got it. I got a strut. Right. There you go. Nice and not as problematic as I thought. My God, it's dirty. Let me figure out where that bolt went. Hopefully not too far. Hello. There it is. Right. My God, it's dirty up there. It smells a bit like oh fuck. I fucked up. Oh dear. That's about £90 worth of gearbox oil. The drive shaft pulls out really easily. Oh man, right. I had another job to today. I have to get some more gearbox oil and whack it in. Right, I'm not gonna lie, I had a bit of a like a cry Just for seeing my money go down the fucking driveway. Oh, I was just like, for fuck's sake, and I just cracked on with this. So anyway, I've changed the spring on these. Bit of a nightmare, actually. The nightmare being that these springs are still quite big, because they're not that much lower than them. And they're certainly the same size, if not a bit taller. I imagine they're a softer material and whatnot. Anyway, they're on. It's a fact of literally buzzing that off, taking the spring off, buzzing it back on. Anyway, there you go. It's time to put the strut back in. It's ready to go. And hopefully, we don't lose any more gearbox oil. That's so expensive. Sanity check. So, strut is in, drop link is in and tight. These are in and tight. 1 and 2 in and tight. That's in, that's in, that's in. Drive shaft. It's in now. Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah, that's all tight. That's in. Right, I think the next step, just get the wheel on and go again the other side. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to ring Peugeot and see if they've got any more of that gearbox fluid. Probably not, which means I'm probably going to have to order it. Crap out of the way. I also forgot I had this pad the whole time. My knees are killing. And I've got some bloody pads here the whole time. Right, get in. Get in, you bastard. Oh, it stinks of gearbox fluid. As soon as I smelt it, I was like, it smells like gearbox. Oh, fuck. Straight away. Oh, straight a fucking way. Jesus. Ah, it's typical Ross. I'm gonna leave it in as well. Because normally I cut that shit out. This is a waste of time, but it's typical me. Typical me. Right, I'll talk them up in a sec. I'll talk them at the end when we do all the wheels. Right, first side. No difference. Right, the only other thing I'm going to do is just double check the tightness of the bolts on the strut mount on the top. Put the little cover back, but 1, 2, 3 bolts all done. Clip that back in. Here's a difference, by the way. So you can see if you put them both on the bottom, that one is actually longer than that one, but that one looks thinner than that one. But it also, the angle of it, so it's got like another coil on it. Sure as hell hope they are lower and not higher. Imagine that, wouldn't be a happy camper. Right. That's what I trained my whole life for, this moment. Oh, Jesus. Ta-da! Tightened up. Everything's tightened up there. Nice. Oh yeah. So the front is done. We had a bit of a break and we got some, just some temporary gearbox oil, so just 75, which we will do in a second. But what I'm going to do is basically jack up the back, and then the shock is there. I don't know if you can see it. So just got to undo the shock, and then the whole beam will just drop. I'm going to do it on both sides, and then just swap the springs in. Hopefully it's nice and easy. And then we'll get to this. I'm going to have to take the under tray off, clean it all up with our brake cleaner, and then just fill it up with that. I've ordered the actual stuff from Peugeot, but obviously it's going to be a couple of days until that turns up. So that'll do for now. On with this. I found a weird thing. So on this side, just drop the bottom bolt, and then you can see we are all the way out now. Both the shocks, well, both shocks disconnected, both springs obviously look identical. Look at that, what a man, what a man. Right, these are, check this out. So I'm pretty sure this just slots in like that. Nice. Do the other one, that's like the base cup. You're looking for the writing to be upright, and I'm pretty sure these are both the same way. Right, now it should be a case of slotting this in. So there's a cup up here which doesn't have any teeth. I may need you to step on this, Mike. Let's set up the camera like that.
Beautiful.
And then if you step on here, this bit here, just watch the cable, just step down. Keep going. Okay, done. So that's one in. Now we'll do the other one. Let's do it like this. Do you want to go in that side? Yeah. So I'll get the bottom in first. All right, go for it. Okay. Sorted. So that's the rear springs in. Now all we need to do is just get the jack under that beam, jack it back up so we can put the bolt in either side of the shock. And then that's the rear's done. So we all do that now. Right, is the mic working? Yes. Right, it has been a few hours. Welcome back, everybody. I've actually had a shower, gone to the gym, just chilled out for a little bit, but let me give you a recap of everything we've done. So, obviously, we've changed the springs on the front, we've changed the springs on the back, and because of my brilliant error earlier pulling the drive shaft out, I've now topped up the gearbox oil with some temporary stuff. I've ordered the full Peugeot spec stuff again, so what we'll do is we're planning on doing another track day sometime in the future. I'm not too sure when. In prep for that track day, the yellow stuff pads on the front are pretty much done. So they've lasted about 1,000 miles and one track day. So I bought some new EBC blue stuff for the front, a bit harder compound. So hopefully that will last a bit longer. I checked the backs are fine. Obviously it's not where most of the braking power is. So yeah, we're going to change out the pads. We're going to change out the gearbox oil again, because obviously I've spilt it everywhere and put temporary stuff in. Update on the springs, right? Everyone wants to know. Let's go have a look. So first impressions, you're thinking, oh, it's not that low. And I probably have to agree. Obviously, these have to settle in for a little bit. So, I mean, based on that, it's not looking, if I zoom out a little bit here, it's not looking all that low. I mean, the bloody van's lower than this, so I'm not too sure really about this. I'm hoping that they settle over the next, well, a few hundred miles or something. We'll have to put some spaces in. So on the front, probably, well, on the back, sorry, probably about like 10 mil. I don't want to get too crazy with it. And then on the front, probably like 15 mil. But I don't want to be rubbing. Obviously, this is ideally faced towards the track, so I don't want to screw it up too much. I guess we'll see over the coming weeks what the springs actually end up doing. The springs that I went for iBack Pro Series is only like 25-30 mil drop. I didn't want loads. Like I said, I've done the low and slow. I'm after more of like a, just slightly lower, make it look better, but mainly just stiffen it up a little bit. Now I have actually driven the car. I've got no issues or anything like that. It definitely does feel like ever so slightly lower when you're driving. It's probably the placebo, but anyway, and it's definitely a touch harder. So yep, goes around the corners, a bit more flat, a bit more sturdy, and well, I guess time will tell. This, you know, it's the first day, so I've lowered plenty of cars in my career with cars, and it does tend to get better the longer you leave the springs, unless you're on air suspension. Then I mean, God, you could just air it out anyway. So yes, that's a little quick video. I think all in all, it's about 4 hours, even with the gearbox oil being problematic. So there you go. So we got a track day. Well, we'd like to do a track day, I should say, at some point. So there will be prep for that, and obviously videos along the way. But at the moment, there's quite a lot of stuff happening in the background, and I'll leave it there. Hopefully I can share it with you soon, but it's going to be huge for the channel. I'm just excited. Huge in my life, huge in the channel, huge in Em's life, massive. So I'll leave it there. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, subscribe, like, comment, whatever you want to do. And I'll see you guys in the next video.